Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace Ruby Ifrit with Sophia. So I'm going to start by editing my notepad to Ruby Ifrit's code here. All right, so this is just getting the textures moved over. Um, Same thing as I've done before. All right, so models or textures are moved. I'll go and move the EID. You can also do the EID in, well, actually, I'll do the EID in game, but I will do the SKP through text tools. And PHYB. Okay, so, and 7104, whoops, 7102. Nope, 7107. All right, so the textures are moved over. So when I did Bahamut, I increased their size by 2 times. When I did Phoenix, I had to reduce the size that I made Bahamut by 0.3, which was zero point 0.6, the normal size, zero point 0.6 the amount. So Ifrit is, if Bahamut is considered 100%, and or if Bahamut is considered 30%, so his downscaling is 30%, and if Phoenix is considered 100%, Ifrit is scaled down by 70%. So to counteract that, I have to scale up the model that I made for Phoenix by 1.428. So if I import her model, let's see, should be under mounts. And so there's the Phoenix one I made. So if I scale her up by 1.428, that will account for, or that'll help account for Ifrit's downscaling. So I'm going to apply that. Also, for Ifrit, I'm going to go ahead and remove the big head. And did I already? Yes, I think I removed the scales. So it should just leave her, Sophia herself. Okay, so here's my Ifrit model. So I'm going to export that. And instead of just doing Ifrit, I think I'll go ahead and do all three of the big gem summons. So I'll do Shiva, or not Shiva, Garuda and Titan as well. So for Ifrit's model, I need to import, let this load for a second, and go and change this to Garuda. Place that. All right, so import, saved, mounts, Sophia Ifrit. So for Garuda and Titan, they have the same scaling as Phoenix. So I'm going to use the same model that I used for Phoenix. So I will copy this model file. And then onto the SKP file. Physics file. All right, now I'm going to go into Titan. Titan's number is 7109, so there's 7109. Now the SKP file. Physics. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let that load. While it does that, I'm going to start working on the animation. So the animation I want to use is going to be the same animation I made for Bahamut for his PvP ability. And the reason I'm going to use that is because I'm going to make her a target spawn. So instead of spawning next to the player, she'll spawn on the target. And I'll show how to do that with a TMB code once I get this. So I say it was zeros. Was it 06? That was the long one. No, that's not it. Well, I can just go to Bahamut. Okay, so here's the animation I'm going to use from Bahamut. I can ignore the scale, I can ignore the head because those have already been removed from the model. But because I scaled Bahamut up, I have to scale this down now for this to work properly. So first I'm going to do the scaling for Ifrit, or not for Ifrit, for Garuda and Titan. So because I've already doubled this, I need to not scale it down by 0.6, I need to scale it down by 0.3. So to have it. And all the weird animations you're seeing there with the scales, that's the scales that she summons. That's not going to be in this. So I can basically ignore that. But I will do location, turn on this, and scale this down by 0.3. So now, what I'm going to do new folder, do Titan. This is going to be the only animation I need. So when doing a targeted animation, you only need really one single animation. And the reason for that is you don't want to have like the idle animation. There's not going to be a special pop. There's not going to be a despawn. All of that's going to be basically handled by visual effects, by using visual effects. So now I've made the Titan one. I need to make the Ifrit one. So the Titan one can be used for Garuda as well. So I'll scale that back, scale this up by 1.482. And now I have the Ifrit animation. And go to, where'd it go? Now to Garuda. Copy that. I'll paste that there. All right, now grab my files for Garuda, Ifrit, Titan. Make this easier to handle. All right, so the animation's done. Now what I need is the skeleton. So if I come here, import that. So I already have a skeleton that is for Phoenix, which will work for Garuda and Titan. But I need to also make one for Ifrit. So there, if you saw that, I scaled it by 60%. So when it first gets imported in, it's real small. I didn't put it up to 100%. Instead, I kept it at 60%. So this would be equivalent to the skeleton I made for Phoenix. To make the one for Ifrit, though, I just do that. What did I? Okay. So Ifrit. Then I'll go in here and I will copy the skeleton I made for Phoenix. I'll paste it there. Paste that there. Move those into there. Where did my... Did I? I've lost the skeleton somewhere. That's fine. I'll just redo it. Okay, so the skeleton's there. Now I need use multi-assist. And I'm going to repack. So what's going to happen is I'm not going to bother with making the monster in the special pot because I'm going to just remove those, like all their animations from them anyways. So I'm just going to do the one ability. So 0, 1. So there's Ifrit done. And now Garuda. And Titan. So skeleton, animation, models. Oh wait, I still need to do the models. So import Phoenix, because it's going to be the same size. Oh, but one problem. I need to edit my Phoenix one to remove the head, don't I? So go here, import Phoenix. There. I will rename you to there. All right, try that again. So Titan and Garuda. Now go to Garuda. Import the same one. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick basic mod pack for these. TGI. And find my pack. Alright, so now add in Sophia for Garuda. Now select all the files for Garuda, which is 7108. And then do Ifrit next. And select all the files for Ifrit, which is 7107. Now Titan. Okay, so the models and the textures are in the advanced mod pack now. And I will do the skeleton, the EID file, and the animations in game. And I'll stop here and get logged in. Okay, so in the game, and I have installed the mod and activated it. So now I'm going to come here to my PAPs. I'll start with Ruby Ifrit. And I'm just going to remove all of these except for the ID 0. What I'm going to do on the ID 0 is I'm going to just add an invisibility frames. But I'm going to remove the rest of these because it reduces file size, and it also reduces any kind of spillover. So come here. I'm going to add invisibility. I don't need that. And I'm going to give it long duration. Actually, I'm going to just do -1. Now, use special pop. And I'll remove all of this. Oh. I messed that up. I overwrote the monster I did. Try this again. Add the invisibility back. -1. Now to the special pop. I'll leave that. And I'll add invisibility to this as well. Then should be able to go and set it. Yeah, the Bahamut one I made already. So now move on to Emerald Garuda. And let's see if this worked on Ifrit first. Oops. Might help if I included the skeleton. I should go ahead and do all the skeletons. Garuda. Now Titan. Alright, the monster for Emerald Garuda. And there's the one I made for Phoenix. try Ifrit again. Okay, so yeah, as you see there, she only appeared when she did her animation and then she vanished. So what I'm going to end up doing is adding invisibility frames and a target code to her animation. But let me get these all set up for Garuda and Titan. So special pop now. Alright, so Garuda should work now. There we go. Alright. Now, Topaz Titan. And remove all these codes. So the reason I delete all of the codes individually is because it'll usually leave the codes as just extra data in the files. So by deleting them individually like this, it deletes them from the hex code of the file as well, resulting in a smaller file. Did I leave? Yes. Okay, so I might have done Garuda's wrong there. I have to go back and double check it, because I think I was supposed to include invisibility on the special pop. Second one. Yeah, I need to fix that. Okay, so Titan should go. Okay, good. So now the PAPs and the skeletons are all set up. I will set up the TMBs. So the code I'm looking for, the code I'm going to use is, I actually can't remember it off the top of my head now. Let me get this map out of the way. I know it by sight, basically. And so I'm gonna come in here, skip all. I'll remove the sound. I usually put the sound on the visual effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this called freeze position. So for freeze position, I'm going to set it up where, let's see, think it's 125 for Garuda, so I'm going to have to set it up as 125. One, if I remember correctly, 1 is on the target. 29. I don't know why I'm trying to guess it. I can just go to Glass Dance. Not Glass Dance. Where is it? Assassinate. So Assassinate has the same thing. Well, not on the PAP, obviously. It's on the TMB. Freeze position. Okay, so position, I need to set the position to 25. Actually, 29. 0. Okay, so summon. And if I want to also check Shiva. Oh, correctly, it's 14. Maybe I'm mistaken. Is it 15? One of Shiva's also has it, which I used to use all the time as my reference. Well, either way, no matter. And of course, I messed up the TMB file here. Do this again. Freeze position. 125. 29. Try it again. As you can see, she's on top of the target. And then she returned here. But that's no problem. I can fix that by using invisibility. But first, I'd like to get work on, get some of the visual effects done. Okay, so it's 5. Maybe not. There you are. 7. That's the one I'm looking for. Perfect. Okay, so 777. Is it this one? No. Looking for the one that is like the big charge up. So that's... There you are. now, that. I don't want any camera visual effects, so move you. Alright, so before these can actually take hold on the proper places, I need to also edit the EID file. And I'm just going to take Sophia's EID file and put it on Ruby Ifrit. And do the same thing for Titan and Garuda. So the EID file basically allows effects, sometimes weapons, basically it kind of designates a lot of different binders in visual effects and a few other things like the positioning of nameplates, the camera position, but the big one is the binders for visual effects. So with that set, I can also use where did it go? There it is. Alright, so I'm going to make you target 0. And give this a binder. And we'll do fit ground. Of course, that's way too big, so let's scale it down a bit. That's a bit more reasonably sized for... Yeah, that's a bit more like it. Alright. Then the sound effects. I like having sound effects in the visual effects because if you're a text tools user, you can just turn off sound effects or turn off visual effects and it won't be a problem. Like turn off visual effects of others and won't cause you issues. You'll only see your own. Okay, so now for timing, I'm gonna say it's about 90 to start. Let's see. Maybe more like 75 from what I'm seeing in that visual effect. Okay. So getting somewhere. What's up with these binders? Why did that not stay on her? All by name. I don't need that. Okay, still don't know why this one is not. Why is this one not following her? Let me try redoing the visual effect code. Skeleton sets. EID file. Maybe I can start. What's going on here? I'm gonna try something different. See if maybe I have a binder issue. This should actually start at 5. You might actually start at 80. Okay, so it was a binder issue. Apparently, freeze position doesn't like that binder. So, that works. That works for me. I can live with that change. And now, I can fine-tune the invisibility. So, invisible. And I'll give you a fade-in time of 3 frames. And then a visibility. 1 to 0, 5 frames. Now, so she'll fade in over 3 frames, and then once she hits 120 frames, she'll fade out over 5 frames, and then stay invisible do for another 120 frames. And there, now she's stayed. She just went invisible over the target instead. I think I need a few more frames though for her fade in. Actually, let's give her 2 frames of complete invisibility. And then at second frame, 3 frames of fade in. Let's try that. So when you make a targeted appearance like this, there's a few limitations to keep in mind. The primary one is Garuda. Garuda will only allow for 125 frames for her ability. The other 2, Titan and Ifrit, you can do, I think, up to 225 frames. But if you want to keep them all where they're all the same, you gotta kind of stick with Garudas. I think she might actually need... Let me redo these invisibility. Let's give her 5 frames of invisibility. And then... Actually, I don't even need that. I will do 125, 120. We're gonna just do invisibility pop-ins and pop-outs. So now I need to do her kind of like the where I have the special pop for Titan, or not for Titan, for Phoenix, and the depop for Phoenix. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to use the same file paths I normally use. I'll pull those up here real quick. So for pops, and I'm going to go to her, to what I've already done here. So I have a special pop for... That's too big, so... And then I have a depop for him as well. So I'm going to use these to kind of give her transition in and out to make it a bit more smooth. So now, visual effects, -1, -1, give it a start time of 1. And then visual effects, depop to 120, -1, -1. Okay. that was good, but the depop moved, so I need to edit the binder. I don't want any frames. So now you can see why I removed the big head from her model. There we go. All nice and smooth transitions. I'm going to go ahead and export this so that I can put it into my advanced mod pack. And just call it update. The reason I'm putting this into the advanced mod pack is so I can load it into Penumbra and then pull the files from there and just copy them. So I'll come in here, edit Ruby Ifrit. Update, so there's the visual effects, TMB, the skeleton, the animations for Ruby Ifrit, the ID file. Okay, that all looks good. Now update Garuda and Titan as well with the animation files. So Garuda first, 708, ID file, skeleton, animations. Titan. And 7109, skeleton, EID file, animations. Okay, so I'm going to start new. I don't need EIDs, I don't need skeletons, I don't need PAP anymore. I do need my penumbra. Delete you. And Summoner of the Goddess, load that in. Okay. Now, on to copying the TMB. So, use Ruby Ifrit, copy it to Titan, and Garuda. Get the visual effects. Alright, so here's the visual effect for Ruby Ifrit. Emerald Garuda. So there's C0, C0K1, oh. C0K1, copy this one to this file path, copy this one to a new custom file path since I'm out of normal file paths, and select that. That's depop, so put it on depop. Select pop. Put it on pop. Now go to Topaz Titan. That is C0K to C0K. T0K to T0K. T1K to T1K. Depop to depop. And then pop. Alright, now to edit the TMBs so that they have proper file paths for the visual effects. I'll copy that from the visual effect files, so same one there. There's the pop, this one for Titan, depop for Titan, and this prevents visual effects spillover or visual effects being shared with Ifrit, so that Titan has all his own unique visual effect file paths. Okay, test Titan. Ah, that's so nice. Alright, now Garuda. Edit this to, that should be C0K1 for 7108. Pop. Depop. And the custom path I made. Now the Garuda. Could be a problem with Garuda. Okay, maybe I overestimated the number of frames. Might need to do 120. But that's fine. That's not so big of a change that it's gonna be really noticeable. Let's see if that fixed that. Alright, so why did that still a little irksome there? Maybe 115. And make sure Titan's working still. Oh! I'm dumb. I've changed this to 120. Or 125. Should have kept it at 125 and then change the visual effects to 120. basically by reducing the freeze position, I was causing the visual effect to get moved with the freeze position movement. That was the problem. Should work now. Apparently not. So apparently it is this. So, okay, so it might be 120 frames. There we go. Alright, so a few frames difference, but it's hardly noticeable. It's not going to make a huge difference. So now, update 2. Edit Sophia. Wrong one. So 7108 and the TMB file. Now Titan. There we go. Now with both of them, or with those done, I will restart my Penumbra, or reload into Penumbra. Now with those done, I can do their voiceover lines, which I'll do in another video.